What is up, everybody? So I feel like I might need to make a little bit of a clarification here, because reading through the comments of I've put this off for long enough, seems like a lot of you think that like I'm just quitting YouTube. Or that I'm quitting reactions. Seems like it's one of the two, or a combination of the two that's being thought here. I'm not at all quitting YouTube or completely with reactions. I've got to vary the content. Simple as that. Uh, I find, like I recorded 3 music reactions a day because that's something I enjoy. I've missed doing reactions to the hip hop and the grime over there. And folks might have questions on why hip hop, why rap, because I come from a country, like very heavy country music background. I've listened to, I've got a very eclectic taste in music, so I've listened to the rap that's over here. A lot of it doesn't impress me as the wordsmiths and the lyricists and stuff like that. The storytellers, I love songs that tell stories, or people that use metaphors that they can get the point across, meaning hidden within lyrics that you take and unravel things. I love stuff like that, and rap a lot of times done right does that. And over here, you don't get a whole lot of that unless you go way underground or really old school, the stuff that I've mostly heard at this point. So there's a scene over there where the lyricism is just, it's bar none better than a lot of what I've seen over here in the last 20 years. So I think between doing like incorporating stuff like that and like the history that I'm talking about, taking and reacting to history videos I want to react to, and keeping doing the shows, and even adding different cultures. Like, I'm going to cut back on the amount of reactions per week. I'm not cutting back reactions like completely. Like, I'm not cutting them out. It's a part of me. It's part of who I am at this point, especially what I love to take and do. I love giving a genuine reaction with genuine thoughts from right there at the moment. I think that's baked into me. I think the only thing I know as well as reactions is probably certain periods of history and gaming. Like, those 3 things are birds. I start talking and you'll have to start chirping that loud. Okay. So I think that's really the only, those are, like, these are 3 things that maybe other than construction, I know the most. I love doing YouTube and I love doing the reactions. Absolutely love it. I'm going to tell you right now, I think the reactions have allowed me to take and connect to people through the comments. Like, it's given me, due to some of the comments that y'all have taken and given, like personal anecdotes and stuff like that in the comments, or even taking and telling me more of history of the area that you live in. Like, that's something that is hard to take and find any other niche on YouTube where that happens. Like, other than if it's like region specific stuff, or if it's maybe historically specific, like you get stuff like that. But covering the ground I've covered on this channel, for me personally, the comment section, as much as I enjoy doing the reactions to anything, or even taking and doing my own, like doing my skits and stuff like that, or my vlogs, most of my gratification from my channel comes from the comments, because I get a peek into your lives. I think it's a beautiful thing, as scary as the internet can be sometimes because of the things that have been introduced due to the internet, the way that we're now, it seems, kept tabs on thanks to Google and different things, and government contracts and stuff like that, at least over here. As scary as it can be for some folks, the beauty of it is the way that we can connect to each other. I'm an ocean away from 90% of my subscribers. Some of y'all I'm like multiple bodies of water away from. So that 1% of y'all that are down there in Australia, thank you. But it allows us to connect in a way that few other platforms or media does. Because I get to take and read your personal anecdotes, the history of your regions, and it's something that I've gotten an education that most people either have to move for or pay for at a university. So I mean, I think this channel has been the one thing, especially the last 2 years, um, thanks to COVID, that has kept me sane. Um, we've had my wife has had, well, hell, my wife and I both. There's been so many people in our family that none of them due to COVID, but due to whatever circumstances that have passed, and then you've got COVID, and we've had lockdowns or mandates, and it's just, which we haven't so much been locked down, but you didn't want to take and go in public. I don't too much particularly care for places where there's a large amount of people in one spot. Anyways, kind of makes me anxious, but um, changing your daily routines, having it go from where the kids are at school to where now they're doing schoolwork at home, they're doing extended learning, and the problems that come from that because they're not getting the one-on-one time with the teachers that are needed, and so the education suffers. Not being able to take and go see family members over concerns of do they have COVID and stuff like that. Um, Going out in public and not being able to take and my big thing is when I'm out, I've got a barfly type personality. I'm very reserved person. Like I'm very much a homebody, and I'm most comfortable at home. But if I'm out and about, very much I'm a barfly. Like I engage people in conversation, whether it's goodness, have you seen the price of this? My Lord, what are they trying to do? Tax the poor out of Are they trying to take and price the poor out of existence, or or trying to take and put a smile on somebody's face just by taking remarking on something in a funny way, and then taking engaging conversation and wishing them a blessed day or wishing them a very good day, because that's just going from being able to take and do that, and you see the smile, to then having to take and feel like you don't want to take and say anything because then somebody might take and get suspicious or look at you through a side eye because you're trying to talk, because you're both on the same aisle, and you might be 6 foot away, so you got to say a little bit louder, but now it comes out muffled because you got the mask and you don't get the same interactions with people. And that's one thing that humans crave, is interaction. It doesn't matter if it's with family or with others. We all humans, and it's in our psychology, we crave interaction with others. And not being able to take and get that same kind of reaction that I got people before, and be able to take and either get that little bit of a laugh or get that chuckle or get that smile on their face, because my whole thing is you never know what somebody's going through. So always, when you're out and about, going about your daily, errands and stuff like that, be nice to people. See if you can't make them smile. If you take and interact with them, make them smile. Because you don't know if that smile can be that little bit of a boost they need to take and get through the rest of the day. So it's not such a drudge, how do I put this? Not so much of a drudgy day, because you never know what people are going through. You don't know if they're going through a hard time. You don't know if they're already having a good day, and that just lifts spirits even more. You don't know, and not being able to take and do that in the same manner. All of this, these last 2 years with this channel have kept me sane. I know reactions, like I said, I know reactions more than anything, almost with the exception of certain historical things in gaming, like outside of like construction type stuff. Like, this is what I know, so I'll never truly abandon this. I'll never truly stop doing it. I'll have it in some form, faction, or fashion. The fact that so many people have said, "Oh, we love your laugh," that was so much news to me the first time I took and did a comedy reaction to the reaction to Al Murray. That was such news to me, because I've always thought I had a dorky laugh. I've always been told, well, you're such a dork ass. And to be able to connect to people just in that manner, like the joy that this channel has given me and the commentary has given me, trust me, this channel and myself and reactions are going nowhere. Scaling back, yes. Opening up the type of reactions. Now, that's not to say I won't take and go back to going full force for reactions at some point in time, because we all get to the point where we got to pull back on stuff every so often. Like, it's just human nature. You've got to pull back every so often, because otherwise you take and wind up doing something or having something so much that you hate it and you never want to see it again. It's like me with honey buns. For those that don't know, I did 5 months in jail because I got behind on child support when I was way younger, and spent 5 months in jail, taking and doing work release so I could take and pay off the child support that I owed. Even though when I was paying off the child support that I owed, I was still accruing and had to take and pay off what I wasn't able to take and pay while I was in jail. So it was, a vicious cycle with that kind of stuff. But I took in the only thing that you had for snacks outside of what they took in, like, we used to hoard cornbread, because that was, you take and put the cornbread in a Ziploc bag and put it, if you had you put on your mattress, or if you had a bunk, take and put it in the drawer for your bunk, and you take and eat it later in the evening, because I don't want my eggs. I'll take and trade you my eggs for my bread, or I'll take and trade you the grits and my eggs for your cornbread at lunch. Things like that. Or, hey, I don't like this that's on my plate. I'll take and trade you for your cornbread. So you take and eat your cornbread, take the extra cornbread, put it in the bag. So you kind of, you weren't hungry all the time. The only thing outside of that is canteen. And one of the things with canteen is, like, the cheapest item that you could take and get as far as food was concerned that was sweet was a honey bun. I don't like honey buns no more. I don't. Reminds me of jail. That, and I had them so much because I'll take and trade you lunch tray for a honey bun or something like that. You because you were wanting something sweet. I don't like honey buns no more, and I don't want reactions to get to the same way. So I'm having to take and switch it up. Like I said, this might not be a long-term switch at all. It might only take and be for a month. Next month I might, I could go back to taking doing 3 reactions a day. Or, a reaction a day. Or 2 reactions a day. It's just, between the fact that I enjoy taking and putting out original, my own kind of content, whether it be gaming or the skits or vlogs and stuff like that, I don't think variance is a bad thing. I have to take and cut back. I'm not going anywhere, folks. Like, you're stuck with me until you decide to unsubscribe. Then you're unstuck with me. You see, that's just how it works on YouTube. Who knew, right? Please don't go. Anyways, me being silly, sorry. Well, not sorry really, but anyways, yeah, I'm not going nowhere. I'm still going to do reactions. I'll just have to take and pull back. If look, the other thing is too, like, I've got so many folks that I want to take and meet. And literally, I've got 70,000 subscribers, but when I make my trip over to the UK, I'd love to meet every one of y'all. It's just how it is. Because y'all have given me so much support. Y'all have lifted me so many times through your comments. Y'all have let me in so much on your personal day-to-day, or not so much day-to-day, but your personal, some backstory or your anecdotes on, hey, my granddad did this and this and this, or my dad, lived through this, or I got told about this, or I was young whenever this happened. It's beyond words what that does for me, because it lets me know a little bit about you personally, and it gives a channel with 70,000 subscribers. It lets me still have that sense of intimacy, as far as makes it still feel like I can keep up with what my subscribers are either going through or what they've experienced in their life. And for me, there's no way to quantify the value of that. So I'm not going anywhere, folks. staying right here. Just varying the content. That's it. Still doing reactions, just varying the content. I even just vary the type of reactions, you know, if I do start taking and doing them more again. It's just you got to vary the content right now. That's all it is. Simple as that. I will say this, for those of you that have been here since I started the beginning of the channel, thank you so very much. I appreciate it, and I haven't forgot about y'all. I still try to take and like I said, I did 3 music reactions this morning. I could have done 20 more. I enjoyed it so much. You forget sometimes how much you enjoy doing something until you do it again. For those that come through the comedy or through the culture, taking a looking at like the burning tar barrels or stuff like the bog snorkeling or shin kicking or something of that nature, the field gun competition, stuff like that. Thank you so very much, because you didn't have to, you didn't even have to take and give me the view, much less the subscription or the support. This has just been it's been a hell of a cool ride. And I don't plan on stopping it anytime soon. Like, y'all are gonna have to. I'm gonna roll with this until the wheels fall off, or it's gonna take basically everybody going, I'm done with this. Fuck him, and unsubscribing. And even then, I'll probably still roll with it, just because, hey, I have fun with it. So, y'all be good to yourselves. All right, y'all be good to each other. Love yourselves. Be good to yourself too, but be good to each other. Love yourselves. Peace.